Good morning, welcome. Today I'm gonna be doing a walkthrough on the Ypuffy machine. This is a hack-the-box Windows Medium machine. I've done this machine before, so I'll be walking you through the ports that help me get system access, and as well I'm gonna be sharing my screenshots that I took along the way when I first did this box. But I will be focusing only on the port that gave me system access. So the only thing that I've done here, I've added the IP of the machine to my XC etc. host, and as well I ran an nmap scan for all ports and default ports. So let's see what we have. And I am on the Discord server here streaming. So we got a couple ports here. We have port 22 being SSH, OpenSSH 7.7. Then we have port 80, OpenBSD. That will come up. This will gonna be important. And then we have 139, 389, Open LDAP with anonymous bind OK, and 445, which is Samba. So let's start with my screenshots at the port 22. So let's see what I did here. So here's my nmap scans that I do when I first do this machine. Actually start port SMB on 139 and 445. I did a SMB discovery to discover for any vulnerabilities, but there's none. I was only able to retrieve the Samba version of 4.7.6, and then I proceeded to try to list out any shares. I proceeded to enter Kali and Tor, but I was not able to get any connection, as you can see here. Sorry, as you can see right here. And then I've the HTTP on port 80. We can leave that for a little bit. We're gonna come back to this port. Port 22 being SSH. The only thing that I can think of was brute force. So I tried to brute force this, but authentication is not allowed. So that leaves us to the anonymous bind OK. So what is this? So anonymous bind OK. This means that the LDAP server, in this case running on port 389, has anonymous bind. So anyone can request to the servers without being authenticated, without providing any credentials sometimes. And we can request information using a command, a tool in LDAP, using the tool LDAP search. We are going to add the flag that /x, and the flag is typically used when you want to bind to the LDAP server anonymously, which in this case we have anonymous bind OK. The /x is also used to provide clear text credentials as well. So let's do the request for the LDAP search, and we want to request for object classes for the on the LDAP LDAP search. Okay, here's the host. We're gonna do LDAP Ypuffy, which in this case it ports 389. I want you to start at the base of the base. Let me see. OU. equals gonna be password. So the OU/password, we're indicating that the LDAP search should be performed within the password organization unit. At the DC, I'm sorry about that. And this is going to be at the Hack the Box. Hack the Box. And we got that here. We got the domain name here. We're also going to be requesting specifying that the search for the criteria and LDAP search should be object class. If I can type object class, I want you to use a wildcard here. Just give me anything you got. I'm sorry. Alrighty, so we have a lot of good output here. So we're searching LDAP with the anonymous bind OK, host, specified port, the base, the OU. Here we're just specifying that the LDAP search should be performed within the passwords within the password organization OU under the Hack the Box domain. And this object class here, we're just specifying the criteria for the search. Okay, see what we got here. Here we got a couple good information. We got object classes. Let me see. I'm trying to look at the comments as well for you guys. The comments so I can answer questions if I have, for you guys. Okay, so we got the object classes. I didn't see any questions. So the question I saw, this machine is Ypuffy on Hack the Box platform, and it is a retired machine. It's a Windows machine. So object classes. So there's 3 lines. Specify that the object class that this belongs to. So the account, proxy account, and this tab account classes define the attributes of the structure of the entry. And then here we have this hash right here. This hash is just a base 64 that encodes to the above 8791. What else? I'm sorry if I'm moving the mouse away as I'm just looking at the comments. So here we got the user ID with the group ID, the geckos. This is just the real name. This is the real name of the person, which is Bob. And then this is the home directory of Bob, which is Bob. And this is the interesting part about this is they run in a corn shell. And I did do some research here because when we get access to the machine, we're gonna have to do Google commands that you typically run in Bash are not the same as in the shell, corn shell per se. And then you got Alice 1978 as well, the same, the common name, the UID, the domain, not the domain, what is this? The distinguished name, object classes as well. You got the base 64 here that encodes to her name, the UID, group name, the real name or the geckos. Same, she's running corn shell. And the interesting part about her account that we are able to see an NT hash. So with this hash, we're gonna take advantage of this hash here. Let's just copy this hash and then we'll copy. and we're going to let's see, sudo let's nano creds, and let's use Alice 1978 and paste her hash here. Okay, let me see questions. All right, so let's see if we can I don't know what that came up in there for. Let's see if we can utilize Alice's 1978 hash to see if she has any shares, so we can list out any shares. So SMB client has the option for you to specify the type of hash that you're trying to use to authenticate to the server. So, and I forgot what the parameter of what the option is. So let's see if I can. I think it's something like PW. It is PWNT. So we can specify Amanda's SMB Amanda's NT hash to authenticate to the server to see if she has any shares. I think I need another backslash for escape. I think I need the user Alice 1978 PW NT the hash. So let's clear this. Is it clear? Yes, it is. So let's sudo cat the creds. Okay. So this is her NT hash. So she does have a share. Alice's Windows directory, sorry, but I don't know what permissions there are with this share. So I'm gonna utilize another SMB tool. It's gonna be SMB map, and this tool allows you to see permissions. So let's utilize this tool. I just want to make sure I answer questions. No questions. Okay, good. So quick thing that I do have to point out before we use the SMB map is that unlike the unlike SMB client that you specify the option to authenticate via the NT hash. I'm sorry, I can't talk. SMB map requires the entire NTLM hash, meaning that we need to specify the NTLM. So right now we have NT hash right here, but we need a hash for the LM because SMB map requires the entire NTLM hash. So you can do a couple things here. You could duplicate the NT hash, or you can you can you can place a placeholder for LM hash, and I can show you what I mean by that. So let's just try to do sudo SMB map, and then you're going to do what was the question? No question. Okay, I'm gonna do SMB map, and then the domain. What was it? Hack the box. Hack the box. The hack the box. Hack the box, the user is going to be Alice 1978, and the password is gonna be it's gonna be the entire NTLM hash. Like here it is. So first, let's try it with this, which is NTNT. We're going to pass NTNT. And I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, so SMB map, we're authenticating via NTLM, unlike SMB that we authenticated via NT. We just provided NT. While that's running, B so doesn't bad. Hack the box. Alice 1978 password. We need to provide the group, the D4 group, work group, right? Is it the work group? If not, I have to look up my notes and see the correct command. Alice 1978 is not unrecognized argument. Did I not close the argument? Oh, I think I know. So this is right, work group, but we need to do a lowercase u. I think SMB map is sensitive about that. So while that's working its magic and can show us the permissions here, that the Alice's Windows directory has read and write access. I can take a few seconds to prove the concept of what I meant by the hashes. So back a couple months, I would say a month ago, 2-3 months ago, maybe I did a box. I forgot the name of the box, but essentially I found administrator's hash. But the administrator hash, was a partition. It was a backup direct. It's a backup copy, and in the backup there was administrator hashes, but the hashes were old. So the hash that I had were null and placeholders. That's how I learned about those hashes. Anyway, let's just do it really fast. Exact, I think it's hashes. Yes, hash folder, and let's clear this and let's ls here. Let me cut this hashes so I can show you. So here's these two are two null or placeholders hashes that I have that are lm. So we can essentially, well, I don't know why, why would you take the extra time to just add an extra add a placeholder where you can just duplicate the NT hash like I did here. But just a learning curve that if you want, you can actually specify this right here as a placeholder. So both of these, again, both of these are placeholders. So just to prove the concept. And again, this is just for learning purposes. Most of the time you don't want to take the time to actually go and use a placeholder. You can just, again, duplicate the hash that you have found. So you have placed the null, the placeholder here, and let's run it. There it is. So it works. It works the same concept, but see, so SMB map nowadays, most systems only use the NTLM hash, the entire NTLM hash. So the LM hash is, it's less secure, I think, and it's not always needed. It's just for backward compatibility sometimes used. So the NTLM hash authentication, the order that you place the hash volumes and the format that you place the hash doesn't really affect the authentication process because the LM is considered optional. So SMB map knows that that the entire hash is an NTLM hash. So what now? What are we gonna do now? We can let's see what we're gonna do. Just clear this out, and I can take comments or questions right now. All right, now let's try to connect to the LSS share and get the share. SMB computer SMB. I think it's because I'm using proxy change. List. Oh wait, we're not listing our shares. We connect into the share. Alice, Ypuffy, and the shares Alice's. That doesn't look right. Is it / maybe? Oh, I forgot. It's / when you're connecting to the share. Ypuffy, and just one / to specify the share you are trying to connect. And then we are going to use the user Alice 1978, and the password is going to be the pwnt, because we're going to log in, authenticate via NT hash. Okay, so let's cut out the let's go back to the directory, home, egg, Windows, this one. Let's cat creds. There it is. So if we authenticate and use NT, SMB clients, perfect Alice, then P and Alice 1978 password. Actually, we don't need to specify the P for password, I believe. We're just gonna do --pw here. Oops. A ver. Let's try that again. If not, no time. Yes. So we are going to get. Actually, you can what is it? Recursively download this, but I just use get my and did it get it? It doesn't look like it. Did it? Oh, it did. Okay, perfect. All right. Good. Exit. Actually, yeah, let's just exit. Oh, not exit, but whatever. It's fine. Make this bigger. And let's cut down my okay, and it looks like a PuTTY user key. Perfect. All right. So with the PuTTY key, there's a tool, PuTTY tools, that we can actually just, with a few commands, we can actually transform this key. Well, not transform, but actually get a SSH key, and we can log in via SSH. We do have port 22, right? I forgot with that. port 22. I think we do have port 22 open. Yes, we do. Okay, let's do that. Let's use oops, sorry. Let's use the party tools to let's see. Let's see. Before I do that, any questions? Reading questions here. Nope, good to go. Okay, so let's use the party tools to generate an open private SSH key. If you don't have party tools, you can just download it by doing sudo apt-get and party tools. Once you do that, you can either use the GUI interface or you can use the command line, which that's what I'm gonna do. So we have this PPK key here. So we need to generate a private open SSH key format. So we can do that by doing sudo, and we need to use the party gen. We need to specify our format. We're going to pass our file, and we're going to do capital O to specify the format file that we want to create or generate. We want to generate a private open SSH format, and we need to output it to like ls key dot and we need to give the extension pem. So the pem extension is it's a file that stores SSH private keys. Typically, when you generate an open SSH private key from a PPK format, then you want to give the pem extensions. And here we have the new generated OpenSSH. The next thing we need to do is we need to ensure that Alice has ownership of this OpenSSH private key. We can do that by using we're using Chomong or something. I'm not sure if I say it wrong. So say it right. Chom, and then we need to do Alice. Actually, let's use a let's use a variable. Let's use a variable user, and it's going to be Alice. Okay. All right. So Shaman, which is changing ownership, and then when we utilize a variable user, we are grabbing the user name of the person running the command. In this case, it's gonna be Alice, and then the second user, I think this is for the group user. I can be wrong. So essentially, we're saying let's change ownership, and we providing that we are running that command. This is just a proof that whoever is running the command is in fact the owner of the OpenSSH private key here. So once we do that, we need to let's give it some permissions. Let's do chmod. Let's give 4 for read and 2 to write and 0 to execute. So that's gonna be an octone notation of 600 to the Alice. Okay. So 2 and 4, read and write. Alrighty. After that, we need to start the SSH agent. We can do SSH. Um, um, I think we need to specify this in SSH agent. Okay. We need to go into batch. Actually, we're just gonna do the eval to analyze the argument is in fact a shelf command, and then we're gonna put this as a variable of SSH agent. That should take care of that export. Okay, fish does not support bash command, so we can do bash and then evaluate the shelf command that is going to be SSH agent. And we need to space here. All right, we're good to go. And then after here, we need to. I'm just looking at the comments just in case you guys got any comments. Nothing. Okay, good. So I hope this is making sense, because this makes sense to me rather than the GUI interface. So essentially, we have started the SSH agent, so we can so now that we have that started, let's just keep on bash just in case. Let's add the private key to the SSH agent. So we can do sudo add, well, actually, I think we would do SSH dot add and then the key name. Could not open a connection. We need to just do add. Alice. All right, we have added it. For some reason, we cannot provide the sudo's privileges. Maybe because we evaluated with fish. So regardless, we have added the identity of the key here. So at this point, we should be okay to go back to fish and let's try to authenticate now. Actually, we ran the evolve with fish privileges, so we should be able to just SSH I for the path, which is going to be Alice 1978 at Ypuffy. Do you want to put the key in there? Yes. All right. We are, who am I? We are Alice at 1978. I'll take a small timeout to answer questions here on the chat. Okay, so we are Alice 1978. So let's see what we're running under the hood. Let's do system info. Oh, that's right. We are running under Corn Shell. So we can type, we can cut the, here's the user text file for the user root flag. I'm sorry, for the user flag, which you can just cut it out and it should be there. User got text. Okay. So we should do uname.h. This is just to get some information out from the machine. So we have oh no, Did I just log out? I sure did. SSH dot path Alice 1978 at Ypuffy. Okay, like I said, we cut out the user text file. So let's use the command uname to get information about the machine. So we're looking at OpenBSD 6.3, and the Ypuffy Hack the Box. This is just the host name of the system. The generic what is it, hashtag 500. This is just the kernel version or build, and which is running on 64-bit architecture. So let's so now we know what the OpenBSD version is. We can just let's go to Google and we can Firefox this to let's just Firefox and look for any vulnerabilities for the OpenBSD 6.3. And I do apologize if it's going a little laggy. Oh, I made that too big. Okay, that should be okay. No, it's too small. Open BSD 6.3. I like to start with the exploit DVS, exploit database, exploit database. Oh, there's a 6.9. So we have quite a few from the database. Dynamic loader privilege escalation, USID privilege escalation. That's using Metasploit. 6.3.6.4. That's what we're running, but we probably need to use MS Console, and that's just. I think I said in another video. I like to just do manual. Let's use this. I think this is manual escalation. See my commands. I mean my comments. Make it a little bigger. Okay. So it's a bash script, which is good. I really like bash. I like bash. The flaw server. The exploit targets. OpenBSD cron in order to escalate privileges to root. Open 0.6.3. That's what we have. You don't need to be connected physical console. It works perfectly on PTYs. This is just to emulate terminals or via SSH as well. So this is what I'm interested about. This is where the bash script starts here. So let's see what is this. Commands. No, you guys follow. Okay, good stuff. Oops, sorry about that. So starting to starts by the echo here. So this is just echoing the message indicating the purpose the purpose of this script, followed by the copyright information here in the outer, and then prepare the payload here. So it's using what is called a correct me if I'm wrong. It's using a here document. Here document. It starts here and closes here, and it's right into the temp file, the temp directory, which makes sense because we typically have write access to the temp folder, and then this is the program that he's creating. What is question? What is EOF? EOF, I think it stands for end of script or end of file. So I can actually, let me show you a little. I'll show you the concept of this, which is this is pretty neat because typically I will explain it better when I do it. Here, let's just do a little test using the here file. Let's see, make this bigger. I haven't done this in a while, so I might not work. I might have to Google this. I should have prepared that anyway, but let's try to make this happen. Oopsie, sorry about that. Clear. Let's make this bigger here. I don't want to close this tab because that's where the Firefox is running. So let's go back to our Windows here. And let's clear this. So let's go back to our, oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Trying to get the setup ready to prove the here document files. Here document technique. I think it's more of a technique. Let's go to the temp and let's L this. I don't have anything, right? Yeah, we don't have anything. So we don't have any text files here on the temp document, and we have access to right here. So let's create a little document here. So let's say that we trying to remember how to write this. So let's create a text file to the temp directory from our current Ypuffy directory. So we're gonna do sudo cat, and here's gonna start the here document. Let's do test, and then we're going to do I'm gonna write this to the temp folder, and we're gonna name this Ypuffy here document, here doc. Oh, okay. So since it's a batch script, Fish does not how to do interpretate this here of file. Here, this bash doesn't know how to interpretate here documents. So let's go to bash. I'm trying to actually just quit this. Clear, and let's start from a bash. Now let's do sudo cat. Now that I have the idea here, let's do test. And here you can put anything actually. I think we do have to space here. And then we're gonna send this to the temp folder, and we're gonna name this here doc.text. Okay, so now we can start typing. Let's see. Or we can create a, we can actually, so in this case, we created a text file, but the guy with the script created a bin bash script that goes to the temp file. So let's say this is a here document text example. Oh, actually, you can do that, and you can enter and write more lines. An example, and then let's say you're done, right? You're done typing your text file or your script. You can just run text. So when you run this, it's going to save it. And then if you go back to your temp folder, remember we don't have that file here, right? ls, here's the document now, and you can just cut it. And here's the file. This is a here document example. So that's how the that's how this is working. So he's creating, because essentially you can run this script from any directory. So if you give it this here file, everything, regardless of where you put the script, so you don't have to go to a temp folder to write this. So some other scripts that are manual scripts, they'll let you know you need to be you need to find a writable file. But in this case, he already went ahead and did the NO file here, and created and created this script to go to the temp folder, and then what was your question? Yeah, because I think we always have. I don't want to say always, but I think we have access to read and write. To read, I'm sorry, we have access to write in the temp folder. And then if so, let's see. And this line copy. Let me read this line. Copy in bash. Okay, copy in bash. So you copy in bin shelf pawn. Now fall back in case of compiler. Okay, so basically this line right here, it's copying the bin bash shelf binary. So it's copying the binary to the user's local bin pawn. So as a fallback, in case the GGC compiler is not available to complete the C program. Okay. So we're gonna compile a C program using the CC. Okay, and then the second line here, it's echo main set UID. Okay, so he's sending the ID UID, okay, to the system in bash, and then sending it to the file we created here. Okay. So in other words, it's creating a C program in the temp pound here. So when I execute it, it will set the user ID to 0, which is root, and then execute the shelf. Okay. So in other words, it's taking advantage of the I went to up of the file path that it was the flaw to prefix to root. Where was I? Right here. Yeah, so the set UID, it's setting the user ID and I forgot to tell you, and the group ID to 0. And then it's going to execute the shell. And then this line is compile the temp C program output with the local bin pound. Okay. Most directs are mounted. No SUID. Okay, so this compiles the C program. This one. Into an executable name this. So this is just using that again. But this is using into the executable with the compiler already. So the O specifies, this is just specifying the output of the compile C program. And of course here he just giving permissions to the binary, and then here, like we talk about in a file, and then chmod plus so here just making the script executable. I'm having trouble understanding here though. Maybe one of you guys can give me some enlightenment on this, because why is he since there's the file, he's giving permissions to the file, and then he's giving permissions here to the C program. Okay, I understand that a little bit. Trigger debug. Okay, CD to etc. Sleep for 5 minutes. Let's see the comments. Okay. So, no questions. Sorry. So we're changing back to the, where are we? Changing back to the current directory, to the XC, etc. So here's gonna start the Sork server with the malicious file path. So file path, malicious. Okay, gotcha. So this is where the magic is happening when the cron job starts, which that was what it was vulnerable, the flaw was in. And then it's just running the file path as root. And then just the log file here, that's just specifying the log file location. Sleep 5 minutes, okay, and kill, okay. So this just this is sending a signal to kill the store process, triggering the execution of the malicious files. I think that's what it's doing. ls here. To list out the cron jobs on the secretary directory here. And this is This is the file to check if it was created successfully. Okay, so it's checking itself. If the file was created successfully, then executes the user local bin pound program, which is the payload, and sets the ID sets the ID and the group ID to 0. Okay, that's good. Well, let's use this now that we understand a little bit of what's going on under the hood. So what we're gonna do, since it's a batch script, we can just copy and paste this. We can essentially create a bin batch script, but we can just also copy and paste this. I hope that was a little bit to understand. I know it's hard for me to explain in English. But it's good to understand what you're writing, what you're copy and pasting. You don't want to just copy and paste stuff. And if you don't understand it, it's good if you copy the script, and I just ask Google. Actually, Google might not let you do it because it's essentially a malicious file, right? But I'm sure you can copy and paste and ask like ChatGPT or something. So let's do that. Let's do paste. Did it paste? Wait, am I still running? Maybe we didn't paste. I don't think we pasted anything. Oh no. So, right. So we know that we're Firefox. I shouldn't have closed Google. So we know we're taking advantage of the flaw on the server Sronk running a cron job. And then under that cron job, we setting the user ID and the group ID to 0 to run as root. What was it? Exploit open BSD 6.3, right? And then we want to do the manual method. Let's do the exploit database. Exploit DB. Yeah, I think this is not the intended way. I will look into the intended way sometime. But I do like this. I guess that's why my to go when I find a version, my to go option is to go to Google and exploit database, because most of the time that I see a script is written in bash, and then I just take my time to read the bash to see what it's doing. But it's preference. If you wanna, you could have done the Metasploit version if it's easier. I just have a little bit of history with bash. Okay, let's copy this time. We're not going to close it this time, just in case. Okay, so actually let's clear this. Oh, not that, this one. All right, let's do our magic here and see if it doesn't work, we might have to create a script and then execute the script. Oh, okay, so we did that, and we're gonna wait. sleep for 20 minutes. So run the echo. Okay. Okay, so here we're running it to the temp folder, and we write in that program, and then it's running all of this that we kind of explained. And be patient for a couple minutes. How often is the cron job running? Maybe 2 minutes, because it's slipped 2 minutes, right? Um, what you say skew time? I don't think the skew. I think the skew time is just two clocks being synchronized differently or something. But I don't think necessarily if you see a skew time on a machine, I don't think it's necessarily that it's linked to any cron jobs, because cron jobs are just a scheduled task in a way. So it might affect if you have a scheduled task, if machines are not synchronized at the same time. That could affect. Um, if it doesn't work in another minute, we probably need to put this on a bash script and then run the script, which is more, it's cleaner. Yeah, when I learned about this here document, I was like, I can use this for anything. Probably we can. This is useful. You're writing if you're in a directory and you just don't want to create a text file, um, CD into the temp folder or to whatever folder you want. You can just use this. But nowadays you can just do, if you want to create a text file in another document, another directory, you can just send it straight there. But I guess here file is more used for things like this. Oh, oh, we got something. So created. This is just echoing that. Remember, we look at this, and this created and it's looking at the local bin pawn if the command was run successfully, and it was. So if we in fact we are, do I just press enter? So I do have a good feeling about this because I remember seeing this, and this was if the command was executed successfully. Um, yeah, here it is. So this is just checking if it was created successfully. So I think we have root. All right, here's the moment of truth. There it is. We are root.